Hey everybody, this is Pastor Zach with the Canada Church of God in Canada, Missouri. And I wanted to take a few minutes and come to you tonight and bring a message to you that's been on my heart, been on my mind, and I believe it's an on-time message for us, for this church, for the entire country. We are currently living in a time that we have never lived in before. We're experiencing things that we've never experienced before. We've never experienced self-quarantines. We've never experienced a global pandemic like this before. And we can look all around us and see that fear and panic is totally running wild. And all we have to do to see that is walk into the grocery store. We walk into the grocery store and there's no ground beef, there's no chicken, there's no toilet paper, there's no bread. Shelves are bare. Things like we've never seen before. We turn on the news and it's all negative. It's the virus this, the coronavirus that, the global pandemic, and it's causing people to be very, very afraid. But this is also a time that we can step back. We can just kind of step back from everything and look at what's going on. Now, I want everyone to take a look at this glass for me. Now, some people are going to look at this glass and say, Pastor Zach, that glass is definitely half empty. And then I'm going to have another group of people that say, no, that glass is definitely half full. It's easy to see that glass is half full. But you know what? It really doesn't matter whether the glass is half empty or the glass is half full. There's water in the glass. And if I need a drink of water, I can take a drink. I was able to drink the water whether it was half empty or whether it was half full. The water was still there. And that's one of the points that I want to make for us tonight. One of the things that I want us to realize is no matter how the situation looks, no matter how half empty it looks, God's still there. He's still on the throne. He's still taking care of things. This coronavirus didn't catch him by surprise. He wasn't sitting up in heaven and say, "Oh, what's that? Coronavirus? Wow, that caught me by surprise." And we've got two kind of things going on right now in the country. We've got people who are panicking and who are running out and doing things totally out of fear. And then on this side, we've got another group of people, the kind of people that we should be striving to be right now. And that's the kind of people that realize that God is still in control. He is going to help us. He's got the provision and He's got the protection for us. And it's already there. And it's been there. And it's going to be there through the entire course of what we've got going on right now. Now, when we look at the glass half empty, the glass half full scenario, we've got the people who are totally scared of the future and don't know what's going to happen. And then we've got the people that we should be, where we know God's got this. We know God is totally in control. We have got to stop being a negative people too. There's negativity surrounding us. Everywhere we look, excuse me, everywhere we look, there's negativity. We turn on the news, it's something negative. Everything is being negative around us. But in the Bible, God gives us a way, He gives us a strategy to not allow ourselves to be controlled by that negativity. And that strategy, that plan that we can follow, it's found in Philippians. And it says, Finally, brethren, whatso things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are good, if there is any virtue and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. So God lets us know those are the kind of things that we should be thinking about right now. We should be thinking about the good things, the things that are praiseworthy, the things that are of good report. Now, we're missing those things in our lives right now. Negativity's running wild. But we have to realize that even in the middle of everything that's going on, over 100,000 people have recovered from this virus already. We've got companies, big companies here in the United States of America that are totally redoing their assembly lines to go from the product they were making to products that are essentially needed right now. We've got distilleries that are going from making alcohol to saying, you know what, we can make hand sanitizer. And they're revamping things, and they're making hand sanitizer, and then they're giving it away for free. We've got celebrities who are donating money and masks. We've got NBA players who are actually saying, hold up just a second, let's take our checkbooks and let's write this check out and pay the people that would normally be getting paid while we're playing. We've got so many positive things happening right now. We've got potential vaccines and cures and therapeutic treatments on the way. Things will get better. Absolutely get better. Now, the next point I wanted to bring up to us tonight is a point that's really been on my mind. It's been on my heart. It's just been really heavy on me for the past couple of weeks. And it's a story out of 2 Kings. And in this story, there's a prophet, Elijah. And in this story, the Syria is warring with Israel, is warring with God's people. And Elijah he's given information to the king to let him know what's going on. And finally, the king of Syria, he becomes so enraged because he's not able to win this battle that he finally looks at his people and he says, go get Elijah. Go get this man. I'm tired of him. He's messing up all my plans. Go get him. So they follow the king's order and they take an entire army, chariots and soldiers, and they find where he's at and they surround him. And Elijah and his servant wake up one morning. And the servant looks outside and he sees this vast army that's totally surrounding him. And he gets ready to go back inside, and he's talking to Elijah, and he's telling him there's this big army outside right now. We're totally surrounded. What are we going to do? And I can kind of picture Elijah just kicked back in the recliner, drinking a cup of coffee, saying, don't worry about it. And the servant by now, he said, what do you mean don't worry about it? We are totally surrounded by this army. And he looks at him and he says, I promise, don't worry about that. God's got this. And then he says, God, open his eyes so that he may see. And at that point, the servant is able to see what's really going on. And he's able to look around him, and there are chariots of fire and horses and an army of God that is totally surrounded them. They're everywhere. And it outnumbers the army that had them surrounded. And then Elijah says, strike them with blindness. And the enemy army is struck with blindness. Now, right now, we're in the middle of a battle. We're in the middle of spiritual warfare every day in our lives. But the battle that we're fighting right now is with our fear. It's with this virus. It's with the panic that's going on, and it's totally surrounding us.
I'm so sorry.